What if your brain was a fireworks factory and you just couldn't stop lighting fuses? That's what it's like to be an ENTP. Explosions of ideas, bursts of energy, sparks of genius, and, yeah, sometimes a couple of small accidental fires in the process. They call ENTPs the visionaries for a reason. These are the people who can walk into a room full of yawns and turn it into an idea lab in 10 minutes flat. They don't just think differently. They live in a completely different mental dimension. A dimension where impossible is just another word for Tuesday. But here's the thing. Brilliance, by itself, isn't enough. Unfocused brilliance can burn as easily as it dazzles. And ENTPs, more than almost any other type, walk that razor's edge between creating something revolutionary and ending up with a trail of half-finished projects and confused teammates. Today, we're going deep, past the clichés, to reveal what truly makes ENTPs so magnetic, frustrating, inspiring, and occasionally their own worst enemy. And most importantly, how to channel that untamed creativity into something legendary. Who are ENTPs, really? ENTP stands for extrovert, intuitive, thinking, perceiving. But let's be real, those letters don't tell you much. Here's what it actually means. Extrovert. They gain energy from people, conversations, and bouncing ideas off others. Intuitive. They look for patterns, connections, and future possibilities instead of just focusing on what's in front of them. Thinking. They make decisions based on logic first, emotions second. Perceiving. They're flexible, adaptable, and, let's be honest, sometimes allergic to rigid plans. ENTPs are like mental explorers. They have to see what's over the next hill. While other people are asking, should we? The ENTP is already halfway there, testing, poking, experimenting, trying to see what happens. And here's the wild part. ENTPs don't just think outside the box. They forget the box exists. Then they invent a better box. Then they throw the box away because, it was getting boring. Why ENTPs shine? The strengths that pull people in. Let's talk strengths, because ENTPs have some of the most exciting natural talents of any personality type. Fearless innovation. ENTPs ask, why not? So often, it's practically their catchphrase. They don't get stuck in traditional thinking. They challenge it, flip it upside down, and turn it into something completely new. Master improvisers. Ever seen someone walk into a high-pressure situation and just wing it flawlessly? That's an ENTP specialty. They thrive in the unscripted. Magnetic charisma. They can talk to a billionaire and a barista back-to-back without changing who they are. ENTPs have a way of making people feel like the conversation is alive, like something exciting is just about to happen. Adaptability. When a plan fails, they don't see a disaster. They see an opportunity to try something different. Contagious motivation. They can make even boring work sound like a mission worth joining. Their energy is like jet fuel. If you're around them, you feel like you can do more, too. And the best part? ENTPs don't keep this energy to themselves. They're natural catalysts. When they're on, everyone else levels up too. The shadow side, when the fireworks backfire. Now, the part most ENTPs won't post about on Instagram. That same restless, electric brain can be a double-edged sword. Chronic distraction. They're great at starting projects. Finishing? Not so much. Overconfidence. They often believe they can wing it in situations that really should have preparation. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's a disaster. Argument addiction. They debate for fun, but not everyone enjoys being verbally sparred with before breakfast. Rule resistance. Because it's always been done that way, is the fastest way to make an ENTP not want to do something. Detail neglect. They're big picture people, which means sometimes they blow right past the small, boring, but necessary steps that keep things running. As one ENTP admitted online, we're great at starting fires, not always great at putting them out. This is why many ENTPs live in a cycle of explosive beginnings and quiet fade-outs. And that's a shame, because when they do focus, they can change the game entirely. How ENTPs can swagger smarter. Here's how to work with that restless brilliance instead of letting it trip you up. Pause before you pounce. When a new idea hits, give it 24 hours before committing. If you still love it tomorrow, it's worth exploring. Chunk the vision. Break massive dreams into small, achievable steps. Celebrate micro wins to keep momentum going. Find a grounding partner. Work with someone who loves structure, details, and follow through. Let them handle the execution while you create the vision. Schedule chaos. Plan idea time into your week. If you give your brain a sandbox to play in, it's less likely to derail your other responsibilities. Pick battles wisely. Not every opinion needs to be challenged. Save your energy for the fights that actually move you forward. Respect the boring stuff. The unglamorous parts of work, budgeting, maintenance, tracking progress, are the bridge between genius and results. The heart factor, building empathy without losing edge. ENTPs can sometimes bulldoze over people without meaning to. They're so focused on exploring the idea that they forget there are humans in the room. The growth point? Develop your emotional intelligence. Listen without interrupting. Let others fully explain before you jump in. Ask how people feel, not just what they think. Use your charisma to build people up, not just to win debates. When ENTPs learn to combine sharp logic with real empathy, they stop being just fun idea people and start being leaders people trust. ENTPs in action, real-world wins. Some of the most influential innovators and entertainers of all time have ENTP energy. Steve Jobs convinced people to believe in technology they didn't even know they needed. Richard Branson built businesses around adventure and risk-taking. Robin Williams could turn any conversation into an unforgettable experience. The magic? They didn't just have wild ideas. They had the drive and the right teams to make them real. The dual edge of innovation. ENTPs are spark and substance, but only when they tame the chaos enough to let the brilliance land. Left unchecked, they're a meteor shower, beautiful, but burning out before hitting the ground. Focused, they're fireworks that light up entire cities. So, to every ENTP watching, keep lighting fuses, but learn where to aim them. When you harness your genius with discipline, you don't just impress people, you change the game. If you've watched this far, you probably either are an ENTP or you've survived working with one. So here's what I want you to do. Hit that like button if this gave you a new perspective. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into personality types, because trust me, we're just getting started. And if you are an ENTP, drop a red heart and comment below and let the world know you. Tell us your wildest idea, your funniest ENTP moment, or the most chaotic project you've ever started. Let's see how many fireworks we can light in the comments.